Hello and welcome to the United Community Channel. My name is Jack and this is your match reaction. Manchester United beating Leicester away from home 3-0 in the Premier League. 3 points on the board. An expected victory for United on the back of, I suppose, a decent performance last weekend or last Thursday as well. But we've got plenty to talk about, guys. We've got some really good individual performances to go through. We've obviously got that injury to Aidan Heaven to discuss as well. And we'll give our man of the matches and overall thoughts on it. If any of the channel members want to get involved, guys, the link is on the post or the community tab on the YouTube homepage. Head over there, click the link, jump in and give us your thoughts. But jump into the comment section either if you haven't already done so. Smash a like on the video, hit subscribe. The boys are back in town. Ben is with us. Chris is just starting out his jersey. We caught him just before he came on. He was doing himself up there, lovely. We're after catching him out, lovely. Go on then, big man. We'll talk to you first. 3 points on the board. You know, Highland is back, scoring. Garnacho scored, clean sheet. I mean, there's not too much to be disappointed about, is there?
No, I mean, the Heaven injury is a disappointment.
Of course.
But other than that, I think we played well. I mean, like you said before, it's a professional win. I mean, it's a professional performance. I mean, we went out and did what we needed to do. We didn't try to do too much, but we went out and tried to play within what I think Amarin wants us, how he wants us to play. Yeah. And I think that's the big key is, like, you know, looking at it, and like I was saying throughout the watch along, is that, you know, Garnacho was moving across in behind Hoyland and not staying out wide, and that's what I want to see. I want to see that. I want to see.
Chris, do you think that is down to him playing on the right more so than the left?
I don't see why. I mean, because if you look at our squad and you get Dorgu back, he should be playing more inside with Dorgu coming down the wing. And that's what I was trying to stress before, is that when he's on the left, he plays out wide, and Dorgu doesn't have the chance to overlap him as much because he's playing so far wide. Yeah. And, you know, I think that's now, if you look at it, you had Eriksson on the left, which he was playing a little bit more, I mean, I hate to say it this way, stationary, but, you know, he's playing in the middle, but he's not running as much, as, of course, and he's letting the wing back come across him. It's when Garnacho's out there, he's sitting on the touchline. It makes a big difference. But I like the way he played today. I can't argue with anything. I mean, fractionally offside, possibly could have had 2 goals today. You know, I liked everything, and that's, and you know, we played very well with Xerxes on the bench, with Lindelof playing center back. You know, I mean, we didn't have the strongest squad out there. Let's be honest. Yeah. You know. Yeah. So.
Happy days. Ben, your overall thoughts on it? Obviously, look, again, going into the international break, I think it's always important for the narrative around the media and fans and so on and so forth, you know, to have a bit of positivity going into it. And we can certainly, I suppose, over the last 2 games, you know, we played good football. We've picked up 2 victories and 2 convincing victories as well.
Yeah, defo. I think, like Chris just said, though, it weren't our strongest team that we put out. We've still gone out and got a good win. I know it's Leicester where they are, but we still had to perform well. And it's good to actually get the couple of goals and then make the changes that we made. We can get the young lads some minutes in the legs. Yeah. So, like when Aidan's gone off injured, we've got players that can come in like Hamas. He's played minutes now, so get minutes, as much minutes as you can for the rest of the season.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Happy days. Yeah. Going through it individually then, I mean, look, we'll start, Chris, from the very front, and it's great to see Rasmus Højlund get a goal. It really, really is. And look, I think he's been awful unlucky. And look, I know sometimes you make your own luck, you know what I mean? But, you know, he's been working hard. He's been getting into the right positions. Some of the chances haven't been, you know, maybe falling to him. He could have took some of them better himself. But he scores today. And I think over the last 2 games, he's looked, maybe even 3 games against Arsenal as well, he's looked maybe that he's starting to build a little bit of confidence. Yeah, would I be right in saying that?
I think so. I mean, if you watch the last couple of games, he's been putting himself in better positions. I mean, today was the runs that he was making were better runs that we haven't really seen, because he's always been kind of back to goal and always trying to stand people up instead of getting off the back shoulder. So I like what I'm seeing out of that. And I mean, like you said, though, Jack, you got to make your own luck and you got to make the runs. And, you know, I think with the team, and, you know, you look at where Bruno's playing in the, I guess you can call it the 6-ish role, you know, playing a little bit farther back. He's able to pinpoint those. He's able to make those passes and be able to see those runs.
Yeah.
and do that, you know, and I think that makes a big difference. You know, do I think that's Bruno's best position? I don't think so, but you know,
That's the thing. That's the thing about Bruno. You nearly want Bruno in the 6 and the 10. You know
yes,
what I mean? You
yeah,
know.
and that's the thing, and it's a tough one, but I mean, I think he's playing really well. But I think when you have a player like Ugarte that can cover a little bit more, Bruno can, you know, push a little bit farther up from the 6th position and not have to play all the way withdrawn at that point.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I'll be honest, if you look at our back line, this is the most I've ever seen us play on the front foot and step through guys.
Yeah, step out into midfield,
Yes.
like going like I think at one stage Heaven went all the way to the edge of the opposition box with
Yes.
with I think Bardi or someone.
And Delict and even Lindelof here and there. I mean, even when Maguire plays, he steps through guys. He doesn't let the play come to him. He tries to go and break it, you know, instead of letting the play like really develop. And that's what I mean. I think that's what the big thing is and that's what's going to lead to us pressing a lot more, is because if you have the confidence of the back line to be able to play that far up the pitch, and then that just moves everybody forward, and it makes it easier for us to press higher up on the field and everything like that, because everybody then is in tune and knows, and they're filling in the gaps is basically what it is, you know, and they're not letting any space, and I love it. And you know, if we go to man of the match, I mean, I think mine today was Delict.
Me too.
think the way he played, the blocks, you know, everything that he does, as sound as he is. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Rasmus or Garnacho or anything like that, but I think
you got to put maybe Bruno in that bracket as well with a goal and 2 assists.
Yeah, I understand that, but I think if you take the Ligt out of that back 3 today, we're in some trouble.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, 100%. Ben, talk to me a little bit about Bruno Fernandes as well. He's so vital to the way we play at the moment, you know. And I mentioned it in the watch along that I actually thought he was having a quiet game. He looked like it was kind of passing him by a little bit. Didn't look overly involved, but you know, when it mattered, he was there with assists and goals. He's so important to us, and you know, he spoke only I think after the game on Thursday night about, you know, having an offer to leave Manchester United last summer, and he decided to stay. So he's going to be vital for us in this run-in, really, isn't he?
Yeah, of course he is. It seems that we've been talking about his best position. It probably is a number 10, but for the players around him, it is probably the number 6 to play in. But that ball for Højlund that he's played for him today, he wouldn't have done that, would he? Who else is going to do that ball for him?
And I think as well, I think Bruno plays better in the 6 when Eriksen is playing in the 10, because Eriksen is a similar enough player.
Yeah, that's the problem that we've had, hasn't it? Is trying to get the midfield right. Like you say, when we've had Bruno, Eriksen, even Mason Mount. I know he hasn't played much football, but they're all similar, aren't they? Where they play. It's just another options again, isn't it, for us?
Absolutely. And Chris, that's probably why we're looking at maybe, you know, or there's been talks around going in for a cam in the summer, you know, another maybe number 10. You know, does that mean that Bruno probably is going to play in this number 6 role an awful lot more than, you know, we would maybe like to see in the future?
Yes and no. I think Bruno will. I think I'll reverse a little bit. I think if we get a better number 6, and I'll throw a name out there, the kid from Sporting, Martin Holman, the Danish midfielder. That, I mean, if you put him in there with the Ugarte and they're able to push forward, and then you get to put Bruno into the 10, then I think that's different. And then maybe we don't have to. I mean, we need to look for another cam, because, you know, we can't rely on Mason Mount. That's the problem. Mason Mount was supposed to be that guy. But, I mean, I think now if we don't, depending on who we get in and so forth, I think it's a good option for us against some teams to be able to play Bruno at the 6 along with an Ugarte, because you know he can do it now. And it just, again, it gives Amarin the options of how to set up his team and who's playing and what's going on. And I think that makes a big difference at that point, you know. And I think I still like Bruno, because the one thing about Bruno is, like, even today when he scores a goal, he gets into the spaces that you want those guys to be in, you know.
Yeah.
Like, he scores that goal because he's at the top of the box and everything. Because, like, I think it was in the first half, like, they showed one cross, and we literally only had 2 guys in the 6-yard box. And I'm not faulting Eriksen, but Eriksen is on the 18-yard box. So that means you got, almost 12 yards that is unaccounted for. You got to have guys that are in those spaces. And I think that's the difference between us and some of the top tier teams, because they go after the goal. They fill in those spaces, because otherwise it's an easy clear for those guys, for the defense at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks everybody putting their comments in as well, guys. We've been putting them up on the screen as they come out. I want to maybe talk a little bit about Aiden Heaven for a moment, and then we'll have one more topic after that then to try and finish on a positive, because this isn't a positive. This is a negative. Chris, if we're talking about injuries to an already depleted backline now, and again, look, 2 games ago we didn't know about this kid pretty much. But it goes to show how good he's been in the last 2 games, where, we're devastated that he's, and I think we're devastated for him more than anything else, know. But when you're talking about, Maguire is missing, obviously, Lisandro Martinez is out for a long stretch. Is there a concern there with Aiden Heaven being missing now, or is it as simple as going, right, Mazraoui, you're back in there now for the remainder of the season?
I think you have to put Mazraoui back, but again, we're going to get Maguire back. So then and Euro's going to, and Lenny Euro will be back. So then, you're going to have Euro, Maguire, De Ligt, Mazraoui. Lindelof played well enough to be the fifth starter there. So, again, we're playing Leicester, so that, against competition, it may be a little bit different, but is it a blow for us? Yes, because the kid's been playing so well. In the limited time that he's played, and here in our broadcast, they showed it a couple times, and he's going to be done for the season. I think something's broke. I don't know if it's his leg or his ankle, but something's broke.
His ankle went, didn't it? His ankle twisted.
His ankle twisted, but I think it could have been a little bit higher up on his leg. I think it looked bad. And everything like that. So,
but to be honest with you, if it's higher up, like around his shin, then that he's probably better off breaking that than he is doing the ligaments in his ankle.
Yes, 100%, 100%. But either way, I think he's done for the season.
You know what? The funny thing about it is Ricey. Ricey used to come on the channel.
Yeah,
he done the same thing last night in a game himself.
Oh.
Yeah, and he's got to wait on an MRI for a couple of weeks, but it's not looking good. His season is over as well now. So
couple of weeks. What are you guys doing over there? You got one machine for the whole
I don't
country?
know. I think he's just waiting for swelling to go down and stuff like that, because they don't know yet. Now they gave him an X-ray and they said, "Look, there's nothing broken, but
okay,
go down before we give you an MRI, because we don't want to misdiagnose it." Or
ligaments are tough, because you literally have to stay off. Ligaments are tough. You have to stay off of it. You can't, and it's all strengthening and everything like that. So it's not an easy thing. And I think, I would say if it's just the ligaments in his ankle, either way, if it's broken, it's going to be 6 to 8 weeks. I would say the way it looked.
Season over. See you for the American tour in July.
Which is, to be honest with you, fine. It is what it is. Like you said, we're not going to get relegated. We could maybe creep around 10th or something like that. So, top hat. Well, I haven't looked at the table well enough to see if we win and people lose and everything like that. So
we're 7 points off of 10th at the moment.
Oh, okay. So, but what hurts us is for Europa, because he's been playing. So, Heaven, if he's healthy, I think it's either De Ligt, it's Euro, De Ligt, and Heaven playing, to be honest. The way De Ligt's been playing, and maybe he gets a rest for Maguire, but I just think that
but I do think as well that it's important that you have enough players there where you don't constantly have to play the young guys as well. You know what I mean?
No, 100%.
Bring them out and give them a rest. And
I suppose another positive though, Dorgo's back now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So he can fill in, and then Mazraoui goes back. He's there, isn't he? So
yeah. Absolutely.
It's we're well enough. It's not our best option, but I think we're well enough that it's, we're okay with it, and I think that's a big plus, and everything. It's just tough for the kid, because he's class. He's playing so well, and the reason why, and I understand why he from what I read, he wanted to leave Arsenal, because who's he going to get in front of? Saliba, Gabriel.
There was a pathway to the first team with United, pretty much.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. We'll finish it on this one, guys. So John says need to be mindful of opposition, but starting to see some green shoots. It's great to see Rasmus scoring. I hope he builds on it. We're starting to see, and again, look, I'm not going to get carried away because we've done this after Arsenal and Liverpool that last time, but I don't know. It feels a little bit different this time because we seem to be playing better, but not as as a one-off. Nearly, we seem to be playing a little bit better as a team. People know the roles a little bit better, and that's what you need to do to play well in the Ruben Amorim system. And again, I don't attempt faith or anything, but are we starting to see maybe the turn of a corner?
Yeah, I say we are. Under 10 we didn't have an identity, did we? Whereas now we know we've got an identity with Amorim and everybody knows what they're doing.
Starting to come through a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think like Ben said, I got to reiterate. I think it's everybody's knowing their roles, and you're seeing a system, and you're seeing everybody playing together. We're not. This wasn't a win where we skated through and we got a late goal and we stole a win. I mean, we went out there and we dominated the game.
Yeah.
But that's what we talked about all season. We should be dominating the teams like the Leicesters. We should be having these games. And again, we played not with our best team out there. So we should go out there and we should win these games. The Leicesters, the Southamptons, the low, even though we're lower, but we're low team, but we should be winning the bottom half teams like this. So, I mean, but you see what he's trying to do and going in the positioning and how everybody's playing and coming through and the back line stepping forward and in the pressure. It's building. I think it's building, and I think we are turning the corner now. What is our next two games? City, and then is it City and then Newcastle?
Newcastle, I think you're right. With Newcastle away.
It's City. I think it's City at home, and then April 2nd, City at home and Newcastle away is our next two after the break. So it's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult.
I mean, there's still going to be some blips in there and everything like that. But I mean, if we play the way we did today with our top line team, I don't foresee us. I don't go into it worried anymore.
Yeah, we've got Forest away when we return from the international break, then City at home, and then Lyon in the Europa League, and then Newcastle. Newcastle is in between them.
Well, Forest is not an easy team either to play against either.
Absolutely not.
But I mean, at the same time, you look at it and you go, I don't worry as much as I used to when we're going into games now, because I can see things that are building. I mean, are we the complete thing yet? No, but I think I can see where we're building.
Worry is getting less and less as the games go on.
Yeah, but like Jack, the one thing that you said, we were talking about earlier about the right wing back and everything like that, but like you said in the thing, Sporting plays with one offensive wing back and one defensive wing back. Yeah. So if we don't go in for a right wing back that's offensive and Delo plays more the defensive aspect of that, then that frees us up enough because Dorgu looks like the real deal. I mean, I'm not going to – he looks like the real deal, and he's only 20. So with that being said, then that enables us to go after the other positions that we need to to shore up the spine because like we said, Casemiro's probably gone. Ericsson's gone. So that's two midfielders that we need to replace.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Right, boys, I think we'll leave it there. Happy days into the international break. Now, look, there'll be plenty of content between now and when we return with another game anyway.
Corned beef and cabbage, let's go.
Bacon and cabbage. A big lump of bacon and cabbage. And not that streaky bacon shit you have. A big lump of meat. Bacon.
That's just pork, is that not? It's just pork, pork roast. It's at that point.
Big, and boil it. Don't roast it. Boil it in water. The most bland type of fucking meat for that. And throw a lot of cabbage in on top of it.
Have you never been here for St. Patrick's Day in the States?
No, I was there for Thanksgiving. That was all.
I tell you right now, if you go to any Irish bar and there's about 8 of them here in where I live. Everybody, it's corned beef and cabbage and carrots and potatoes.
Well, guess what, Chris? You are in fucking Florida, all right? I'm from Ireland, right? I don't know. You know what I mean?
But you don't even eat coddle anymore, and that's Irish.
Coddle is what's coddle?
It's like a boiled potato soup with stuff in it.
Yeah, that's stew. Coddle is like something you I don't know. It's like something that you find at the bottom of the sea or something. I don't fucking know. You know, a good Irish stew where you got your soup, you got your meat, you got your potatoes, your carrots, all in a lovely, loads of salt and pepper in on top of it. Beautiful. Anyway,
I got you.
Let's go. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you guys. I hope you have a great weekend. Don't drink too much Guinness. And I chat to you. Right.
Catch you later.
Good luck. Good luck. Thanks everybody for watching as well. I hope you all have a great St. Patrick's Day. Don't drink too much. Drink as much as you fucking want. Who am I to be telling you? 3 points to United, 3-0 to United. A bit of positivity for, a bit of consistent positivity for the first time in a long time around Manchester United. And of course, Liverpool losing the Carabao Cup to Newcastle will always, help us enjoy ourselves a little bit more. Have a great weekend, guys. I'll have the Talking Points video up tomorrow around lunchtime, so make sure you check that out as well. Thanks for watching. Smash a like in the video, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you on the next one. Take it easy. Good luck.